TYT Investigates has been doing a great series on how companies that are claiming that they're going to create jobs with the giant tax cuts that they're getting aren't actually creating jobs, and they have no intention of creating jobs. And first in that series was featuring UPS and FedEx. So our reporters don't have any grudge against any particular company. They just happen to look at companies from different verticals, including Apple, Lockheed Martin, and these particular companies, and to see, well, are they creating jobs? Do they have plans in motion to create jobs? And if they do, they do. And if they don't, well, then they probably shouldn't use the talking points about how the tax cuts are going to create jobs, because that is not their intent. Well, they found out that in the case of UPS and FedEx, they actually do not have any intention. And please go back and read those stories. We'll have some of them in the links in the description box below, and see how they explain that and how they proved it. So let me give you a quick synopsis in this story by Steve Horn. TYT reported that two companies among America's largest employers already have billions of dollars in cash on hand and are investing hundreds of millions in initiatives that stand to reduce their employment levels. That's referring to UPS and FedEx. Well, now, US Senator Elizabeth Warren has picked up on those facts and is talking about it. She said giant corporations like UPS and FedEx have billions of dollars in cash on hand that they could already be using to increase wages or hire more workers. If they aren't using this money to improve the lives of Americans now, there's no reason to believe they'll do otherwise with the windfall they'll get if Republicans pass this reckless tax bill. So, look, I'm really proud of the TYT Investigates team. That portion of the company does objective reporting, and the results speak for themselves. And at the same time, if it leads to recognition among the people that can do something about these issues, and they actually take action to address it, that is wonderful. So in this case, the Democrats are outvoted, and the Republicans will almost certainly pass that tax bill. But at least we're getting the word out that it is not for jobs. It does not do that. So more to that, Elizabeth Warren also said, the big lie Republicans have been telling for decades is that massive tax cuts for corporations will lead to higher wages and more jobs. The last time we handed out big tax breaks to corporations, they walked out with sacks of money while the American worker got kicked to the curb. Well, Steve Horn actually went and investigated that as well. That was her charges about something that happened in 2004. So let's give you the facts on that. He says Warren was apparently referring to the 2004 tax holiday on corporate repatriation of overseas profits. A 2011 report by the Institute for Policy Studies found that the companies repatriating the most money actually laid off workers in the years following, because there was no mandate in the legislation to create jobs. So I reported about that in the past on the Young Turks, and the companies that did lobbying for that tax holiday, as they call it, corporations are apparently so much of people that they even get to take vacations, including tax vacations, although you actual human beings don't get tax vacations, they do. But that tax vacation or holiday, the amount of money that they spent on it, they got a 24,000% return on investment. So that's why they buy off these politicians. But they couldn't buy off Elizabeth Warren, and she's pointing out the facts. Now, Lamar Alexander is from Tennessee, where FedEx is a huge center, and he voted for the bill. He's a Republican. Corker, same thing, has also gotten a lot of money from FedEx. They both have. So conveniently, they thought, no, we'll take FedEx's word against the facts. When asked to explain himself, Lamar Alexander said the GOP tax bill takes, quote, the handcuffs off job creators to grow the economy. Well, there were no handcuffs on them to begin with. The corporations have run amok. They make incredible profits. FedEx and UPS have billions of dollars stored away. They're not creating any jobs with it. And when we looked into their so-called plans to create jobs, we found out they're actually automating things and will reduce jobs. Lamar Alexander said, yes, but did my check clear? Okay, he didn't say that part. That's me reading into his intentions. Now, they point out, here are facts again from TYT Investigates. Alexander has taken $68,300 in campaign contributions from FedEx during his political career. Gee, I wonder if that had something to do with it. Okay, On the other hand, one more fact from this story that I find really interesting. Look for all this information at youtube.com/TYT Investigates, and also, of course, on our website, tytnetwork.com. So, and whenever we do a story, guys, whether it's our own story or other stories, we'll usually have the link to the article in the description box below. So, they also found out that Steve Cohen, who's also from Tennessee, but a very progressive Democrat, has taken a little bit more money than Lamar Alexander. And Alexander is a senator, Cohen is just a congressman, but he took about $69,000 from FedEx. So normally in politics, when that happens, the politician, whether a Democrat or Republican, will find a reason to say, oh yeah, I think FedEx does a great job anyway. Yay, let's vote for the tax bill that they want. But credit to Steve Cohen, because he did not do that. Here's his quote. The massive corporate tax cut comes with no promise that companies will create jobs and no prohibition that it won't be transferred to stockholders as dividends. FedEx is one of Memphis' largest employers, a boon to the Memphis economy, and makes a great effort to give back to the community. But the bill should at least have incentives for companies to create jobs. Otherwise, it is just what I've called it from the start, a massive gift to the 1%. Hey, we found a politician that's honest. So, you know what? Just when you thought it wasn't possible. All right, great reporting by TYT Investigates, and great to see that it's having an effect. And as always, thanks to the Young Turks viewers who made that team possible. You just watched a video by the Young Turks, the home of the revolution. If you'd like to get the full show, come join us and become a member. tytnetwork.com/join.